The birth story of Prince Gāmani. In the peaceful monastery of Jetavana, there lived a young monk who had once been full of passion for the path of enlightenment. But over time, he grew weary and gave up his striving. His teachers, concerned for his spiritual well-being, brought him before the Buddha, hoping the great teacher would offer wisdom to this disheartened disciple. The Buddha, seeing the monk's despair, asked gently, "Why have you ceased your efforts, monk? In this dispensation, there is no place for sloth. Only through perseverance and devotion can one attain the highest fruit of the spiritual life." The monk, ashamed, lowered his gaze and replied, "I tried, blessed one, but I failed. The harder I strove, the more I felt that I was unworthy, too attached to worldly things. So I thought it better to return here and listen to your teachings." The Buddha smiled, and in his infinite compassion, he spoke softly, "Do not lose heart. There was a time long ago when you, too, were faced with a great challenge, yet you did not falter. Let me tell you the story of Prince Gāmani, a lesson from the past that may guide you." The story of the past. Long ago, in the ancient city of Benares, a mighty king named Brahmadatta ruled over the land. He had 100 sons, each destined to govern a province of the kingdom. Among these princes, the youngest was Prince Gāmani, a bright and humble boy who won the affection of all through his gentle nature and steadfast devotion to his duties. The king entrusted each of his sons to a wise courtier to be trained in the ways of governance, and Prince Gāmani was placed under the care of the Bodhisatta, a wise minister. The Bodhisatta treated the young prince with the care of a father, imparting lessons not just of statecraft, but of humility and wisdom. When Prince Gāmani came of age, he approached his teacher and asked, "When my father offers me a province to govern, what should I do?" The Bodhisatta advised, "When the king offers you a province, humbly refuse it. Say to him, 'My lord, I am the youngest of all. Let me remain by your side to serve you here at the palace.'" The prince heeded his teacher's counsel. When the time came, the king called him and said, "My son, you have completed your education. Now, choose a province to govern." But the prince replied, "Father, let me remain at your feet. I am the youngest, and there will be emptiness around you without me." The king, pleased by his son's devotion, granted his wish, and Prince Gāmani remained at the palace. He followed the Bodhisatta's advice in all matters, slowly gaining the trust and love of the people, both within the palace and throughout the kingdom. He asked for a modest park to tend, where he shared the fruits and flowers with the citizens, winning their hearts. Then, at the Bodhisatta's suggestion, he took charge of distributing food and provisions in the city. His generosity knew no bounds, and soon everyone from soldiers to merchants, from palace attendants to visiting envoys, felt the warmth of his care. Though the youngest of 100 brothers, Gāmani became beloved by all. Years passed, and the king, now on his deathbed, gave his final instructions to his courtiers. "When I am gone, give the royal white umbrella to the one who pleases your heart." When the king died, the courtiers gathered. Remembering his kindness, they unanimously chose Prince Gāmani to be their king, raising the white umbrella, the symbol of kingship, over him. Despite being the youngest, he ascended the throne with the support of all. The challenge from his brothers. Hearing that their father had passed and that Gāmani had been crowned king, the 99 elder princes were furious. "How can our youngest brother take the throne? The umbrella should belong to the eldest," they cried. Banding together, they sent a message to Gāmani, demanding he either surrender the crown or face war. King Gāmani, disheartened, turned to the Bodhisatta once more. "What should I do now, father?" he asked. The Bodhisatta, ever wise, replied, "Do not fight your brothers. Divide the royal treasure into 100 portions, sending them 99 shares. Offer them peace, for a kingdom won by violence is no true victory." King Gāmani followed this counsel and sent the treasure to his brothers with a message of peace. Touched by his generosity and wisdom, the eldest brother, Prince Uposatha, gathered the others and said, "Our youngest brother is not our enemy. He has sent us his wealth and refuses to fight. Let us honor him as king." The brothers entered the city peacefully, where they were received with open arms. Approaching the palace, they saw the majesty of their youngest brother, seated under the white umbrella. Overwhelmed by his humility and wisdom, Prince Uposatha declared, "You, Gāmani, are worthy to rule. Rule us in righteousness." With the support of all his brothers, King Gāmani ruled in peace and prosperity. He reflected on the Bodhisatta's teachings, knowing that it was through patience, humility, and perseverance that he had achieved greatness. The lesson. As the Buddha concluded the story, he gazed upon the monk and said, "In that life, the youngest son, Prince Gāmani, was none other than you, and the wise Bodhisattva was I. Just as you did not give up then, even in the face of great challenges, so too must you not give up now. Only through perseverance will you find the fruit of your striving." Upon hearing these words, the monk's heart was uplifted. He resolved once more to strive for enlightenment, realizing that perseverance and the guidance of wisdom would lead him to his goal. And so the monk returned to the forest, filled with renewed determination. Through his efforts, he eventually attained the highest peace, becoming an arahat. Thus ends the story of Prince Gāmani, a tale of perseverance, wisdom, and the power of humility.